Hey, one and all, how are you today on this wonderful Wednesday afternoon or morning or whatever it may be? Well, hopefully, I'm going to be able to get through this. Got something wrong with my eye. I think something's in it and I just can't get it out. So it's a little hard to do stuff with. Just trying to bring up the live control room to see what you guys see. Okay, I guess we will start and hope for the best. So, the heart of fury is where we are at for part three of the monster within. Hey, Bob. Aloha. Okay, so only many years later in the story of the Hulk do we learn that the cause of Bruce Banner's inner anger, a violent and alcoholic father, physically and emotionally victimized young Bruce. Too small and weak to strike back at his father, Banner swallowed his rage and resolved never to follow in his old man's footsteps. Unlike his abusive father, Bruce Banner devoted himself to self control and personal discipline. He eschewed violence and committed himself to the path of a dispassionate reason. Banner's plan worked, or so it seemed. Unfortunately, anger and hate don't disappear just because we ignore them. Eventually, Banner's long denied feelings emerge with a vengeance. There, in the first movie of the Hulk, there was um, that was done by I forget who it was done by. But also, along with that, I think they've rebooted it a little bit. I'm not sure whether that's in his past or not for sure, but I know it doesn't. This is stuff I know I read this book before, but I don't remember this. So, they changed things over the years in comics about that. Yeah, there were in the first Hulk film. There's the one called the Incredible Hulk, I believe, but there's one before that I forget what company did, and his father was the villain in it. Actually, his father ended up getting gamma radiated as well, and became a sort of different, almost an energy type creature that he had to fight as he after he became the Hulk. Wasn't quite the same way. Okay, anyways. Eventually, Banner's long denied feelings emerge with a vengeance, a gamma powered vengeance. Tragically, the victim becomes the victimizer. The inner monster Bruce Banner keeps tightly chained for so many years finally escapes and runs amok. Readers hardly knew what to make of the angry, bitter Hulk. He wasn't fun or admirable. The only way to root for the Hulk was to pit him against a truly terrible foe. But the Hulk was no less monstrous after the other villain had been dispatched. Writer Stan Lee may have realized early on that he had dug himself into a pit with the Hulk. Perhaps to make the monster more palatable, the Hulk inexplicably changed colors between the first two issues. From a dead man gray, the Hulk became emerald green. A cosmic change couldn't soften the underlying ugliness of the character. The original series lasted a mere 6 issues before being canceled. No, the original Hulk is from the 60s, if I remember right. Here, let me find out. I'll look it up on YouTube. You're probably more thinking the TV series. In 1962 was when the Incredible Hulk first appeared in Marvel Comics. Yeah. The first character. I've got Wikipedia up here. You know what? Control V, Control C. That's the Wikipedia page on the bit more of the history. Should do that for all the characters. Okay, so dug himself into pit. 6 issues before being canceled. But even low sales couldn't destroy the indomitable Hulk. The creature made guest appearances for several years. In time, the Hulk got an ongoing strip in another comic. The Hulk took half pages each month, and another superhero got the other half. In a weird parallel of the Hulk's relationship with Bruce Banner, eventually took the Hulk strip, squeezed out the other comic feature, and took over the book entirely. Yeah, 78 was the TV series with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. And then there's been a few cartoons as well. The Hulk has been published without interruption since. Well, before this, as this book was being written, anyways. Since then, and 4 decades have passed since its first appearance. Throughout that time, the balance of control between Banner and the Hulk has seesawed back and forth. Sometimes the man gaining the upper hand, then the monster ascended again. In recent years, Banner is usually at the mercy of the beast. Not that we're surprised. The Hulk's gradual victory is exactly what we'd expect. After all, this comic book isn't really about radiation powered monster. It's actually about sin. Uh, is that all? One. Yeah, that's all we're gonna do for now because the next page starts off with what does soy mean? Well, there is your soybean, which might be possibly where things come from, the term comes from. And there's a lot of, no, it's not a compliment. Um, Soy is used to make a lot of products, artificial products. Like you have soy milk instead of real milk. Um, I know they use soy in a lot of things. It's used as a meat supplement too, I think, at times for vegetarians. Yes, soy is definitely not a compliment. Yeah, soy boy is not a compliment. Usually it's means somebody who's not all that manly, from what I know. They shirk away from anything that's manly. Uh, what am I doing here? They're almost like a artificial man. Not in the sense that, a robot would be or droid. Bat sort of, I call her Bat Chick. I made a bat guy and then I decided I had to make a bat chick. Okay, why is my thing not working properly? Okay, why is it saying I can't do anything there? Options. Cancel. There we go. And click the brush. Okay, definitely too thick. I don't know a lot about the character. I'm thinking her and Bat Guy. I have a super guy and a super chick. I'm thinking they attend some sort of Comic Con and in their Batman rendition uniforms or Batgirl rendition uniforms. Um, right there. And they end up somehow stopping a crime or whatever, or something like that. Then they decide to possibly get into the whole vigilante thing. No, her hair's right here. See, her hair's reddish. That's brown. Probably not. Like I said, I'm thinking the basic idea is that her and a few friends are attending some sort of Comic Con type event. And because they're dressed up as heroes, something's going on wrong and they decide to be heroes and act. Almost like a kick ass story, except where he actually went out and did it purposely. These guys are just on the fly. At that point, they might start preparing a little better, after their first encounter, which gives them some sort of thrill or whatever. Uh, who knows? Like I said, I haven't developed the character a lot, as usual. No flight, I don't think, because she has no powers. She's probably taken some self defense courses and that, so she has some fighting skills. And then whatever she can make up on the fly or maybe not on the fly, but whatever trinkets she can make up or use to fight. Well, like I said, it's supposed to be at first it's supposed to be a cosplay costume. Or that's what I'm thinking, anyways, at the moment. And it's supposed to be some rendition of Batman, from but or a bat type character. I'm not sure what she bases off. Like I said, like I'm just thinking some bat type character. She, her Bat Guy and Bat Guy do their renditions of a Batman type costume or a Bat Guy type costume. Turn me down. Bat Guy do their renditions of a Batman type costume. So as I dive more into her, I'll obviously, because I was listening to it higher last night on another something else with the volume, the volume of the recording was low. Just because when I listen to TV, I like it higher. Almost, I like listening to it theater volume almost. And my mom doesn't think to turn it down before she gets on my channel, so we can hear it. Good morning. Good afternoon. Yeah, like I said, she forgets to turn it down before she actually gets on my channel or check the volume. And I just say turn me down because me hearing myself in the background messes with my head a little. You know, especially when it's 30 seconds later and I hear myself say something. I'm like, what the? She can read comments while I'm sharing the screen if with this thing that I have on the side there. So yeah, she can see comments this, but if I'm not sharing the screen, she can't see comments. Unless she goes to our computer route in the living room. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't when I'm not sharing screen. I just have the comments up on the screen while I'm sharing because, you know, doing this right here, it's easier instead of having to turn my head to see, read the comments. They're just right in front of my eyes this way. I'm not completely sure. She doesn't know a lot about Japanese animation, all the different names for different things. But now, Bob, that she's read it, she might ask. Just, Bob, you're digging yourself a hole. Giving her suggestions without trying to. Should I can't change language? Change language? You change language, I won't be able to understand you, Bob or Miguel, Michael. 'Yeah, that's about it.' It's like if I started talking Spanish on here. Not that I know a lot of Spanish, but I know a little bit. Okay, see, I have no idea for sure what that is. Might be like stuck in binary. 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. I have no idea what I have just said in binary. 007. Oh, somebody thinks they're James Bond. 007. The name's Bond. James Bond. I haven't seen it and I will not. Well, there's a lot of Bond films. There is, you know. Yeah, and they're novels too. Not that you read much. Not that I read much. So I got your address off of Pixel. Just so you know. So I guess you'll want me to give it to John when you win there, or when you hope you win there, after you hope you win there, if you win there, whatever. Yeah, I use books contain spoilers. Always wait for the anime adaptation. I, so Bob, you are the wait for the movie guy. I'll wait till it come. I don't want to read it. I'll wait for it to come out as a movie. I'll wait for it to come out on TV. Hey, John. He'll just come back as fake cross comics, or he'll come back as Bob too. Win what one? Oh, the. Well, I don't know which one. Oh, probably Manny's when he gets to 100 has to do one. What's that? We missed something. Yeah. I don't know. Why would a guy in Italy tell you to go back to Africa? He's not even in this country or in your country, more accurately. I'm not even in your country. Well, he's got 11. Let's see what happens when I color things. Things will look different when I color, trust me. Oh, he's got 11 to go, so hopefully he'll reach that in the next 2, maybe 3 weeks max. Join the club. Maybe 2 years. Manny will be at 100 before then. It's not that you don't have any friends, Bob. You just simply have no friends that are interested in comics. Oh, yeah, there's that too. We no speaking no English. Jeez. What am I, chopped liver? Oh, I became your friend because of your channel. Yeah, right. Okay. I forgot that part. I got one. I know one word in Italian. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Oh, here is it where you live. There's a real world? We're not in the Matrix? I've never ridden a moose in my life. An elephant? Well, that's a different story. Yeah, we can get rid of them. What would I do with a team of sled dogs? Don't own a sled. Actually, I do. No, I got rid of my sled, I think. Yeah, I can ride horses too. But when I was younger, when I went to the African Lion Safari here in Ontario, I rode an elephant. Never rode a moose, but rode an elephant. And moose can't, as far as I know, they can't be all that tamed. Yep. Certainly is. It would be if I actually did. Most likely he will, Bob. There's no telling. Obviously, something could happen and he doesn't reach 100 subs this month. But I'd say there's a good chance. I'd say within, I think a pretty good chance within the next 2 weeks. Especially with him doing his live streams in the morning. That helps him out a lot, I'd say. Yeah, but if you unsub Bob, then you won't have the chance for the 250 prize. And then the 500, and then the 1,000, and then the whatever. Well, that's if he does those numbers. That's what I'm planning on. Those are my numbers. I don't know what Batgirl's eye color is, so I'm going blue here. Come back as yeah. So there is Bechet. Bechet! Where does he come from? Where does he go? Who knows? Who cares? Well, you may be able to fool people on any other channel, Bob. But on this channel, you wouldn't be able to fool anybody because of this. That yellow highlightedness. On this channel, when Cross Comics types, it's highlighted. Yeah. Oh, well. About the boob thing. I'll do her better later on. Hey, William, how are you this morning or this afternoon, whatever it may be for you? Okay, so this is Cindy Spencer. She is, um, yeah, what is she? She is supporting cast for my character, Snowdrift. And she's supposed to be a reporter for some newspaper. Got a link for Meebo to drop in. Yeah, give me a sec. Okay, let me stop sharing for a second. I'll give it to you on Facebook, William. I think I can give. My computer's wanting to be slow, slow, slow. He changed it again to the Road Cross comics. You do know I could just go beside it, and there's this one remove, or there's the report. Put user in a chat, timeout, hide user on this channel, add moderator. No, can't do that one. Yeah, it might convince people till I do this. Um, are you on Twitter, William? That's, oh, okay. Oh, you have to. Okay. Forget it, William. I found you on Facebook. I for on Facebook where I sent it in Facebook. Where I normally put my links. Okay. But yeah. So how many accounts are you actually subscribed with this? Are you like 100 accounts? As much as I hate losing a subscriber. Okay, see you, Bob, Miguel. I don't want. I didn't mean you. I meant Bob. Hello, William.
Hello, sir.
Okay, I was just making sure. Just making sure I'm not hearing things.
Yeah. So you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Shoot.
Yeah.
And I should plug in my headphones. Give me a sec.
Yeah. I got my little headset plugged in there.
Should have thought of that as soon. So you're not having anybody in when I do this at noon. Okay, there I got my headphones in, so there'll be no feedback. John's like, I have an account called Bob. Bob said bye to you, William.
I'm live.
Pardon? So what are you drawing there, William?
I am drawing a character I created myself. His name's Darwin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, remember? I think last time I was talking to you, I mentioned that I had two. Remember, you had said that you had over 100 people, 100 characters
Yeah,
that you had created, and I said I had two. Well, this is one of two.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had.
that's 100 characters that I have actual histories and that for.
Yeah,
I've actually got more than that I don't have histories for.
yeah. That's unbelievable, man. Yeah, you've been at it a long time.
Yeah. Oh, hello, car cargo boy. How are you today, cargo boy? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'm just gonna call you Car if that's all right. Oh, it's Bob. Ba 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 ba
So
ba ba ba.
I didn't get a chance to check out the drawn and quartered last night or yet today. How did everybody make out with that last night? What was the topic?
Freddy Krueger.
Okay,
Mail-in one finally.
John Malin one.
Yeah.
Excellent. So who's hosting the fan edition? Jake.
Uh, yeah, Jake's hosting the fan edition tonight at 10 on his channel.
Okay,
Uh,
that's probably going to be around 11 my time, maybe.
yeah, it was supposed to be 10 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay,
So,
supposed to be.
yeah, well, you know how it gets always gets started a little bit late. You probably have the link and all for people going in, or they'll probably have the link a few minutes early, but you have your introductions, you're waiting for people, blah blah blah. Nothing starts on
Yeah.
time.
So you recently attended a Comic Con. How was that? Your video looked fun.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I did, and a little bit before that video got put up, I did a live stream for my 100 subs giveaway.
Yeah.
And I showed off all what I got there.
So you've got 108 subs right now, man. That's cool.
108. It was at 109. Unless Bob unsubbed.
Oh, that Bob. Oh, well, that's why you got so many subs. You get so many people using random names.
Yeah. I don't care. I'm up to well. Actually I'm at 109. Unless let's oh refresh.
I'm just going to use this lid here that I got from a Tupperware container, and I'm going to use it as a stencil
Okay,
for drawing a perfect circle.
I am down to 108. Oh well, I'll live. What's that
You got to be
circle?
happy with 108. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
What? Okay, Mango Channy. What's the circle for? Is that made for drawings? I'm not sure whether he's talking to you or me.
Probably me. I'm using this little Tupperware container for a stencil there.
Oh, okay.
It's just a lid for the stencil. I wanted a perfect circle for the space helmet.
Cool. Yeah. John's saying, is he the only talented artist in all of Comic Skate? No,
Who, John Malin?
no, John Dillard, Gaming the System. He's in the chat. He's on here usually. Well, I'm on his channel. He was here on here practically every night last week. But 2 nights a week, he usually comes on my channel. No. Well, sub them all to me.
So, did you meet any artists at the Comic Con?
Yeah, I got a few of their stuff, some comic books and all that. Um, what else did I get?
Any big name people?
There was big name people there. I didn't go up and talk to them. I just went into Artist Alley.
Yeah,
Got from a few people that I knew for their art, that the amateur fan art stuff.
yeah.
I know I probably could have went up, but unfortunately, I don't know my artists for the big name artists for what they do and all that,
Hmm.
or what they've done more
Yeah.
accurately.
No, I get it. Yeah.
So it's like going up and talking to. It sounds real stupid. Don't want to sound completely stupid.
Just half.
Yeah, but yeah, with I know I could probably go up and talk to him and have no problem. But and I met some of the artists in Artist Alley seem like they could be comic skate friendly.
Oh, yeah.
I never said the word comic skate to them, but I said certain things and all that sort of possibly tested the waters. Invited them to check out my channel, give them my business card and all that. So I
That's
don't
right.
know whether
Yeah, that's called networking, man. You're doing it right.
you know uh one one of them I let know. A lot of these ones live in the Hamilton area, so I also let one of them know the sleeves for your like uh pinup drawings, your 11x7. I let her know where she could get them cheaper than what she was getting them.
I'll go on. So she was
Well, there's
probably
a
quite thankful for that then.
yeah. Well, she knew of it, but she didn't know. She knew of the store, but she didn't know that they had them in the price.
Yeah.
I recently bought a bunch of them for this stuff that I'm doing here that anybody wants to buy. That for my live drawing nights.
Yeah.
25 bucks a pop. which I think is cheap for original art, even if it's fan art. Well, some of it's fan art because some of it's my own character. So at that point, it's not fan art. It's fan art. It's original art from the creator.
You sign that, and it'd be worth something
Oh
to
yeah,
you.
they're all signed. I usually sign them right as soon as I'm done. I'm on air. So I take it you're not quite on the West Coast. You're uh, in the probably the
East
Midwest. You
East Coast.
East Coast. Oh, so you're the same time zone as me.
I'm Atlantic time.
Oh,
Is what I am.
okay. Yeah, yeah, you're in Canada too, right?
Yeah, I'm in the maritime provinces.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah. Can you kick that garbage
I,
can out of the door there and close the door for me? Thanks, bub. No, kick it right out of the way then. Thanks. Thank you. There. Just have to get the door
yeah,
closed. Little fella just got
yeah.
home from school and he brought all his friends with him.
I forgot that's where you were from.
Yeah, I'm from the province of New Brunswick. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, cool. I have not sure whether I still have family there or not. I think it's Nova Scotia. There was a family farm
I
down
think you
there.
had mentioned somebody might have been like a distant relative or something, might have been in Newcastle or something, maybe.
Yeah, well, I had an aunt. My grandfather grew up there,
Yeah.
and there was a family farm. And back late '80s, early '90s, his sister aunt who lived there died, and it got sold to somebody. I don't know who. No, I think it was mid to late '80s that it got sold. Bob saying he didn't like. I Is that the new Planet of the Apes, Bob, or the old one, the original? Bob saying he didn't like Planet of the Apes too much. I'm just trying to figure which one. But so yeah, I
I've
probably
got
got
friends that don't like the Planet of the Apes at all. It doesn't matter, new trilogy, old trilogy. They just think it's a terrible story. Um,
uh,
I I like it for what it is. I thought the new trilogy was very well done.
yeah. If it's gonna stay a trilogy, I'm sure they're gonna make more.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
actually,
they will make more down the road, but I think that this would be considered a trilogy, especially now it was the birth of Caesar and the death of Caesar. So it kind of came full circle. And now
yeah.
they're kind of open for a new trilogy or some sort of series or, another revamp of it later on down the road or something, right?
Oh, and the original one wasn't a trilogy. There was 5 movies.
Yeah. And there was a television series and a
Yeah.
cartoon series.
I own the original 5 on Blu-ray. Or technically, my mom does because I bought it for her, but I have access to it. I wanted to see the science part. I wanted a bigger impact on the world, like cities Yeah, I wanted to see them in the lab. Yeah, well, that's where the one that was before the trilogy comes in, really, or more right at the end. But they didn't do anything with that when it, the one that was just called Planet of the Apes, which would have been interesting to see them play off the end of that movie.
I was a little surprised that this new trilogy, the way they started it with the birth of Caesar,
Yeah,
um, it's like a prequel to like you literally could watch this new trilogy and then go back and watch the Charlton Heston movies, and you'd probably follow along quite well.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it makes actually it's in line with the the planet the remake that they did of Planet of the Apes with what's his name, the more newer one,
Yeah.
because in uh in the first one where they're doing this last trilogy, they mention about that spacecraft going missing on the news.
They do?
Yeah, there's an Easter egg. I think it's right near the beginning.
The
If
beginning
you're
of the
not listening,
first movie?
well, I think the first. Well, technically, it's the second one because you had the remake Planet of the Apes. Then it was what, Rise or
Yeah.
Dawn, whichever the first
Uh,
one was.
I've got them all here. I just don't know where they're at. I'm not sure which order they go in. There's
I know
Dawn,
War
there's Rise,
first.
and then there's War.
Yeah,
War being the final one, I believe.
yeah, that I
But you
know is
think
the
it's in
fun.
the first one that they mentioned about the spaceship going missing? I never noticed that before.
Yeah, yeah, they did. It's like a 2 second blurb or less than
Yeah,
that, you know. But so unless
but
you're,
it's
you know, it's just on the news in the background, you know, sort of.
yeah.
But they mentioned the one from the remake of the Planet of. I think it's supposed to be the remake of the Planet of the Apes about that spaceship going missing.
I'm going to re-watch it with new eyes. I think, but
Because I like that tie, and I almost got that one right away. Actually, that Easter egg. If
come on.
the, yeah, unfortunately, Bob, for movies like that, they can't get too scientific, otherwise they lose the audience.
Yeah, especially with a younger audience who don't really know laws of physics and some technical terms and all that jazz. They just want to see monkeys fight, right?
Yeah,
But I'll be honest with you, my little guy loved the movies. He watched every single one of them, and
uh,
nothing really went over his head. So kudos to them because it was they did a really excellent job doing those movies. They're not the easiest of movies to make.
yeah, yeah. But Bob, you're also a lot into the science stuff and all that. A lot of kids aren't, or younger people. More Bob's more science. And I'm even talking adults myself too. A lot of adults, there's too much science in it, too much techno babble. They tune out a little. It's getting, especially for an action movie like that, what it's supposed to be, or drama maybe. You want to get just the right amount. It's a science drama slash action movie.
I think I need to change pencils here.
Ah. I don't mind the technobabble of somewhat at times, but e- even me, I get bored of it. I know that was probably one of the problems with the Hulk movie before the Incredible Hulk.
I seen that in theaters. You're talking
Yes,
about the one that had the three big Hulk dogs in it.
the one with his dad in it.
Yeah, and his dad turns into the lightning guy there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I seen that in theaters when it first came out. And you know how sometimes when you go to the movie theaters, they have the announce like one of the ushers come in and say, you know, uh, popcorn and your pop go in the garbage after the movie and blah blah blah. Please remain seated and don't be jumping theaters and all that jazz. Well, at the end of that spiel, he looked at the crowd and he says, "Oh, and stay as long as you can. It is a really good movie." Why would you say that? You know what I mean? Like, I go to a movie, the last thing I have in my mind is getting up and leaving. So, do you imagine how many people actually got up and left out of that theater for him to actually have to announce that?
yeah, I could have. Well, it's hard to say. It,
That was the only time I've ever seen that happen in the theater.
I can believe it. The thing is, because it is so boring, almost all the way through it.
Yeah.
And
Oh
uh,
yeah, no, it's definitely yeah, that is for sure.
but yeah, Bob, they're planning a Spider-Man movie sometime after Infinity War 2. The Infinity Gauntlet, whatever, 2, whatever. You know what I mean. Sometime after that, I think 2020 or 2021, we're getting
Yeah, I
another.
think they even have a name settled on it too. I'm not sure what the name of it is.
Yeah, I know I've heard the name. I just forget what it is offhand. So
You must have seen the preview for the new Spider-Man cartoon that's coming to the theater.
yeah, that was pretty neat. That was they had that right after what was the latest movie I saw? Venom. They put that mid credits. They put a whole scene from it in it.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah. That's my line here somewhere. Spin. But even Spider Man, it has some science, but not a lot. but Spider-Man's also a scientist too.
So did you see Venom?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
It was all right. I wasn't thoroughly impressed by it, but to me it lost something just because.
It had nothing to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah, when you take that Spider-Man aspect of his origins out, then you've got to come up with something entirely different. To me, they borrowed. You remember the Spider-Man cartoon from the '90s?
Yeah.
They borrowed a little bit from that because of a space shuttle. They had, how the Venom symbiote got there in that
Yep.
via the space shuttle
Yep. I do remember that. Yep.
because they didn't have the Secret Wars at that point, which is where Spider-Man originally picked up the
The
symbiote.
black suit. Yeah.
So they used that whole it came on the space shuttle, and they tell you why it came on the space shuttle or whatever, or why it was there and all that. I don't want to give too much away.
No,
Like
no, that's fine.
it's a good problem movie to probably go see on cheap day
Okay.
if you have a cheap day.
Yeah, I think Tuesdays might be our cheat days. Yesterday, I think might have been our cheat day.
Yeah, well, Tuesdays are cheap day too here.
Maybe it's just cheat day all across the board. Then.
Yeah. Well, in talking to Buster, they don't have a cheap day in Japan, so
Really? How much American movies do they play overseas?
I have no idea. Well, we probably get 90% or more of what you guys actually make down there.
I'm
A lot,
wondering. I wonder if
a lot.
Chester would actually would they they would have all the Marvel movies for sure for Chester over there in
Yeah,
Japan, wouldn't
yeah. But Japan doesn't have like a cheap day like we do. They're no matter what day, whatever time, they don't have matinee prices or whatever. You got to pay what it is no matter what. It's the same price all the time. So, and I think he said it's like $20 to go see a movie there.
they? Like
America.
a $20 ticket?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, we
Or
get a pretty lucky here.
that's what it would cost American, whatever.
Our ticket prices are pretty decent. It's the price of the popcorn and the pop that's way overcharged.
Yeah. Well, actually, I cheap day here is like $10 or 750 if you get. It's like maybe I think a 3D movie is regular price is like $15. So $20 is a bit much in my opinion. But,
Do you like those 3Ds?
I can take them or leave them.
Yeah, I don't mind. Well, I'll no. You know what? I don't like them. I want to go to a movie and just kind of focus on what I want to focus on, and uh, I don't feel the need to focus on what the guys in the 3D department think I should be focusing on. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The only usually the only time I see a 3D movie is when say like take Venom. I ended up seeing it in 3D not because I really wanted to, but because it was the first showing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's
Like
almost like you felt like you didn't have a choice.
yeah, well here where I live on the Thursday night before it was supposed to come out on the Friday, they had like two showings. It was in 3D, and I like to go see it on the Thursday night
Yeah,
where they have movies like that, and they only had it in the 3D. Otherwise, I would have if they had it in the 2D. At 10 o'clock, I probably would have waited till the 10 o'clock showing, but I didn't want to wait till the next day.
Yeah, I don't
And
blame you.
then I came home and drew Venom for my live draws stream.
Yeah, I think I caught a bit of that actually. Did you have Beth on that night?
Pardon?
You had Bethany on that night, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
Yeah, I think I caught that actually.
Okay. People in my
It's
class.
I think it's great how this community has come together so quickly and everybody just loves each other. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, Bob saying people in my class loved it. I guess the Spider-Man movies or the Venom movie. I'm not sure which. I still have to watch it. For me, anime comes first before movies. Well, anime is a movie.
Yeah.
It's a cartoon, Japanese cartoon movie.
I agree with them. I I'm an anime fanatic, so
Uh-oh,
I
you're about to get grilled.
who I get grilled. I am.
Yeah.
Uh oh. Should have not said anything. I
Bob,
I
Bob's
grew
an
up
anime.
I grew up on anime, and I started off with Astro Boy back when
Oh,
I was probably 5,
I
and
forgot
it
that.
was so
Yeah,
dark. It was so dark compared to anything that was produced here. I mean,
yeah.
the premise behind Astro Boy alone was the what was it?
Well, well,
The scientist's son ended up dying, and the whole premise of Astro Boy was he built that likeness of the robot. He built the likeness of his son into the robot.
yeah.
That up until that point, I had no idea what death was, and here I am, learning it from a cartoon.
Ah, yeah.
It's like
Um,
so
Bob,
dark.
yeah. Bob's wondering, do you watch any of the new stuff?
I do, yeah. I like how new.
Probably
That's
right up to date, like anything this year, or that they're doing new episodes of, or
well, I caught that first episode of that crap. What was it? The one with the trolls, the goblin scene there. You must have heard about that.
uh, Bob probably has. I,
Oh man, it was awful.
I don't mind anime. Goblin Slayer, Golem
Goblin Slayer.
Slayer.
Yeah, that's the one. Shaking my head. I know you can't see me, but I'm shaking my head. But that was probably the most recent anime that I've watched. Um, Other than that, I let me think. Attack on Titan is great. Took a while to get some new stuff, but I think it was worth the wait. What else?
Yeah,
Um,
Bob says pretty violent, really violent. I guess
yeah,
goblins.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Ah. That's good to know. Not that I'd be going to watch it anyways. I don't mind anime, but I don't know. I think I like older anime, like you said, Astro Boy. I never thought of Astro Boy as being anime. It's just like Robotech or even I think of the early Voltron was more anime.
Yeah,
Battle-
it was brought here from Japan, and they ended up editing it to the point where they made something completely original out of recycled footage, and they couldn't even it wasn't dubbed. Like they couldn't even translate it back then at the time for some reason. So they ended up creating a whole new storyline with the recycled footage, which made it completely original.
uh,
So the Voltron, for instance, that was taken from uh, something Go Lion. It was the Japanese version of it. And it was the exact same. It was, 5 lions that formed one big robot. but it was called something different, and it had completely different characters, and the storylines were completely different, but the
Yeah,
artwork and stuff were all the same. So it lost in translation when it came here, but it worked because it was the top rated television show for children 2 years running, the first 2 years that it was aired here.
cool. Okay,
Yeah.
Bob is saying My Hero Academia. The second one isn't violent, and two episodes of the second episode of Goblin Slayer isn't all that violent. I think he's saying
Okay.
One Punch Man 2 is coming. He says,
Yeah. One Punch Man is really well done, and that's, you either love it or you hate it. But if you know the story behind it, it's actually fascinating. It started off as a web comic that nobody really knew about, and it was awful. It was all stickman, and it was just one guy creating it, and he was just wasn't getting the attention that it needed, and he was going to quit. And somebody somewheres ended up seeing it and sent him a message and saying, "Listen, I really like what you've got going on here. Don't quit. Don't stop." So he took that advice and he didn't stop. And somebody else somewhere seen it and turned it into a manga. That manga turned it into an animated series. That animated series has recently turned into a Netflix live action, I think is what they're making it. And from there, it's probably going to become a feature film. So that one Stickman comic book that was on Webtoons or wherever the hell they posted it turned into a $1 million project, multi-million-dollar project. Really, it's a fantastic story.
yeah, what's Bob saying here?
Like that's what dreams are made of, right there. And that's, it kind of drives. It's stories like that that drive me to continue on what I'm doing here. And it
Yeah,
should continue. It should drive everybody in this community to pursue something that they normally wouldn't. It goes to show you that one man's trash is another man's treasure. You know what
yeah,
I mean? If your work's not that good and somebody else sees something in it, somebody else can turn that crappy idea of yours into $1 million project.
yeah. Bob is saying, but people are mad because One Punch changed animation studio, and usually it's bad with fighting.
Yeah, well, it's like anything really. It's got its quirks and quirks, right?
Yeah,
It has issues. It's not perfect by any means, but it is what it is. And it's actually known worldwide now. So I mean, you've got critics all over the world saying it's good or bad.
and let's see what. Yeah, Hunter X Hunter on talking about second season, or he's
The
got,
second season was it changed the animation studio due to the second season. Is that what he's saying?
I'm not
So
sure.
the second season's not going to be like the first one. Maybe that's what he's saying. Well,
Yeah, Hunter X
that
Hunter.
kind of happened with Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan took years to get from season 1 to season 2. Season 1 was epic, and then we waited and waited, and then we thought it died. We're like, no. And then they finally come back with season 2, and it was slightly different. We're not sure if it's the artwork looks similar, so I'm not sure if it's the artwork that changed or if it was the story that kind of died down, but or it could have been just the fact that we waited too long to get to season 2 and people lost interest.
Yeah,
But for some reason, the hype wasn't there as it was for season 1.
yeah. Bob saying yes, that's what he was talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Your comment, your
Yeah.
comment about.
But I'll tell you the anime that I fell with and I watched many times. It's Cowboy Bebop. I know exactly where I was the first time I ever watched it. Just like Star Wars, A New Hope. I watched that when I was a little kid. That's etched into my memory. I'll never forget it. Same with Cowboy Bebop. And then from there, Samurai Champloo was by the makers of Cowboy Bebop.
Table, coffee table. I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that. Uh, keep going. My mom was wondering where something was.
yeah. Get back to drawing here. Give somebody to see what we're doing. So
Uh,
tell me a little your universe
um, it is. What can I? Oh, geez.
without giving too much away, because I know like you don't want your ideas stolen, but
Yeah.
without giving too much away, like you've got a whole universe
Uh,
worked out to the point where you literally can start something large scale at any given moment.
yeah. Mine's been my major problem's money. Yeah.
That's everybody's major problem. And when you're producing something independently, and a lot of people don't realize this, but when you're starting something independently and you're creating your own comic book, a lot of the times this money's coming out of your own pocket and you end up in the hole. So
True.
when you go to crowdfund and say, I'm just going to use this off the top of my head because I just had a conversation with Jake about his the Bull project, and he was saying he made over $1,000 on that project, and I told him to pat himself on the back for that. $1,000 doesn't seem a lot, but
Yeah.
compared to being in the hole, that's a world of difference,
True. Very true.
right? So when you
Okay.
like, I understand
Let's,
the struggle, man.
uh,
You know, producing something independently is not easy.
okay. Bob said, "Do you know Hunter Hunter? I need to still watch it. I heard
Hunter X
a
Hunter?
lot.
No, I haven't watched Hunter X Hunter.
I'm talking about Cowboy Bebop or Bebop,
Yeah, love Cowboy Bebop.
and then he says, "I know everything about Rick's universe. You don't know everything about my universe."
Oh, he knows all your secrets.
He might think he does, but I haven't shared everything about mine. There are going to be twists and turns that nobody's. Well, maybe I can't say nobody, but some people
who's
won't be expecting.
who's doing Skunk Girl?
That is Manny. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, or Good Dog Press, as he goes by. That's his.
Who is it? Manny?
Yeah, that's his. Good Dog Press is his channel. I guess
Yeah.
his publishing company too, if you want to call it that. But yeah, look, well, I start off with seven. I'm wanting to start off with seven. You must die for not watching Hunter X. Hunter.
Well, I'm not gonna die for not watching it. I'll probably go watch it though.
Yeah. And you will hate me for not watching Cowboy Bebop. It's just
Cowboy Bebop is something for everybody. If you like science fiction, because it takes place in outer space. If you like um, country western, it's for you. If you like cool jazz, it's for you. If you like a really good storyline, it's for you. If you like comedy, it's for you. If you like drama, it's for you. It's something literally for everybody.
cool. What was I gonna say?
Have
So
you seen Cowboy Bebop?
me? No, I've never even heard of it. I
You've never heard of Cowboy Bebop?
don't.
I caught Cowboy Bebop. It was on Adult Swim on the Cartoon Network.
Okay, well, I've heard of the Cartoon Network. Well, I don't have cable, so.
So I got a warning on my phone here. My cell phone's overheating, so it's probably going to shut off here in a second.
Okay.
Okay, so
But yeah,
if I drop out, I'll just wait for my phone to cool down, and then I'll drop back in.
well, how long is it gonna take you for your phone to cool down?
Usually 5 minutes or something.
Okay.
Why you want to head out?
Well, no. Oh, I got a little bit of my one thing to do here still too. Um,
Yeah. I
I'm
just
trying
figured I'd drop in and hang out for a bit
to.
since you were on. But if I'm keeping you, man, just let me
Oh
know.
no, I will watch.
We can
What
pick up
about
later.
Steins Gate? Steins Gate? Do you know something about Steins Gate, I'm not sure.
Steins Gate? No,
Yeah.
never heard of
Or do
that
you,
one either.
or do you mean Stargate? But I don't even know. But as I was saying, I have seven major characters that I want to bring out, and I'm going to be introducing heroes and villains, obviously, over a year and a half, and then they're going to form a team, and then about a year later, I'm going to introduce a team from the future, and then I've got other plans that I don't want to go too much into. Some of it I've said about or briefly, so. But and then
Well,
there's
I think I'm
storyline.
at the point. I think I'm at the point now where I've been following you long enough to know a little bit about your universe.
Yeah,
You know, so,
yeah. Oh yeah,
I
anybody
mean,
that's followed me for a couple months probably knows a little bit or watched some of my videos.
yeah.
Steins Gate time traveling series anime. It just finished.
Okay, so anything that has to do with time traveling, I'm automatically out. I hate time traveling. They
Ah,
call the Back to the Future trilogy the greatest trilogy of all time. I watched it once. I'll never watch it again.
you
Absolutely
didn't.
awful. Anything that has to do with time travel is absolutely awful. I'm lucky if I could sit through a couple episodes of Doctor Who, and that's probably the best time traveling show that I can think of. I hate it.
Oh,
I hate time traveling.
oh wow.
Yeah, you would not. You'd be hard pressed to find me watching something that had to do with time travel. I don't even know why I hate it so much. I just do.
What about the big three anime Bob saying? Like I said, you're gonna get grilled by Bob. Hey, well, you got your own channel, right, William? Do you go live stream
Yeah, I
on
do.
it?
I don't really do anything with it though. I'm gonna start. I should probably start. I jump in enough of your guys' videos that I should probably just do mine and then invite you guys over to my channel.
Yeah. Control C. Got to do. I realized after I deleted original pic that I forgot to get her shoe colors from it. So I could do the gradients of that. Thought it was finished, but not quite. Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece are maybe fairy tale.
No, that's not my style. I guess I don't know if they're just too corny for me. I did watch the one with what's it called, Parasite or something,
Oh
where a
yeah,
buddy gets like a parasite into his hand, and his hand turns into a talking
yeah. I drew
sidekick. I think.
I drew the main character from that for because Bob wanted me to draw that for an
Yeah,
anime night.
that's actually really well done. And if you can catch the live action movies, I think there was two of them that they did on that series. They're really well done too.
Uh,
Um, I'm just trying to think of a few other ones that I've watched. I don't know. I was kind of recently. I was going back and I was trying to recap on a bunch of stuff that I haven't seen in years or
yeah,
that I might have missed along the way. So I've watched all the Apple Seeds, including the original back in the day. I watched all the old Dominion Tank Police. I watched uh oh geez Gun Gunsmith Cats. Have you seen Gunsmith Cats? Gunsmith Cats is fantastic.
let's see. Doo-doo-doo.
So yeah, I went on a hunt to find a bunch of stuff that I haven't seen over the years. And there's a if you guys do like Cowboy Bebop and them, I found a really good one that was from a few years back. It's called Black Lagoon.
I think I've heard of that one. I
That
haven't
one's
watched it,
really
but
good. It's really good, that one.
okay. Control A, Control C.
I don't know where any of my pens are. I think I'm gonna start switching to inking right now. Just hang on a second. I'm gonna scoot over and
Yeah,
see if I can find my pens.
yeah, no problem. I'm just doing something quick. Okay. I put a link to your channel in my description. So if anybody wants to.
All right, I'm back. Yeah, I was going to do a trip to the art store and get some new pens today, but I didn't quite make it there yet. I might go this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, it's almost this afternoon. Well, it is this afternoon for you.
Uh, yeah. Well, it's only it's only 10 to 3 right now. Maybe I'll go this evening after supper and do a
Oh,
quick
oh yeah,
run in.
you're an hour behind, not an hour and ahead. Jeez, get my ways confused. No, yeah, you're an hour ahead, not an hour behind. Oh. Anyways, Bob,
What? Okay. Well, what time is it there where you are right now?
it's 10 to 2.
Oh, okay.
Bob, if you want that link is to William's channel. If you want to subscribe to him, I don't think he has a lot of live streams, but when he does, at least you'll find out about it. You can go grill him there.
Yeah. I've got some in the works right now. I've got one live stream up, but it's not me drawing. We kind of started a series, Chester and Jake and I and Pixel and Denali, where we discuss art books that I have in my collection,
Oh, okay.
which is
Cool.
kind of fun. It's instead of collecting comic books, I kind of got out of collecting comic books and I started collecting art books. So we're going to do a whole series of different artists from all over the world, different illustrators, animators, even some old Renaissance stuff that I've got kicking around. Um, some classic painters, some classic pinup artists, storyboard artists, stuff like that. I've got a whole plethora of art books that we can keep the series going for quite a while.
Cool. Sounds.
And
What,
yeah,
any idea when you're planning
yeah,
on
it's
putting that on or what doing that live
Uh,
stream?
I've got I've got one up already, and I think most nights I'm probably available on a Monday night, but I'm not sure if the other fellas are available on Monday nights for that. So they're still kind of up in the air right now.
Monday night about what time? Well, at least for you, Atlantic time.
Uh, well, I gotta wait till the little guy usually goes to bed, and sometimes he stays up quite late. Sometimes it's like 9 or 10 by the time I get to sit down and
Oh,
do
that's
my
not
own thing.
nine
So
or
I think
eight,
the last one I did, it was quite late. I think it was close to. I think it was after midnight when I finished. So it would have been close to midnight by the time I started.
uh-huh. I'm just trying to figure out. I was thinking maybe I could come on or whatever. I'd like to. Well, I'm not
Yeah, well,
sure how
that would
much.
only be like if I started at 10, it would only be 9 o'clock for you over there,
Yeah,
right? So it might work. Could work out quite well, actually.
yeah,
It would work out better than Chester's. Chester's is the next day, and if I do it at 9 at night, it's 9 in the morning for him.
yeah. Oh, Bob here is in Italy, so he is like he's 6 hours ahead of me, 5 hours ahead of you.
5 hours ahead, so it's after supper there right now.
Yeah, he just said it at 7:50 there. He put in
7:50.
military time, PM.
Okay.
So, but usually on my noon, he's usually here on my noon stream every day. So that's pretty decent.
So
Hey,
Manny's skunk girl is kind of a really cool idea.
yeah, it is. It's really hitting.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I loved it right from the beginning too. As soon as I heard it, I'm like I was saying to him last night on my stream. I saw it and I'm like, okay, where's the comic book? This is a comic book cover. Where's the comic book? Or it looked like a comic book cover at the time. It was just pinup art.
Yeah, I think that would be something I would definitely back if it was a project on Indiegogo or you know.
Uh,
I think
Bob,
it's
that
just
night.
well,
Sorry, Bob, that 1950. It's here. It's referred to as military time. We have because we do AM and PM, and anything that's in the 100 hours like that is considered military time. He's saying it's normal time for him. What's new for everyone, Mikey Kikas? Not much at the moment. Rick, if you read him, my comments starting from Death Note. Oh,
oh, okay.
uh,
Let's go back
he
a
said
little bit.
after Parasite, yes. Have you watched Death Note?
Death Note. Yeah, I caught a bit of Death Note.
Full.
That Death Note was the one that everybody hated when, as soon as it went to live action. And then after that, everybody went on the hate of the live action bandwagon. But the Full Metal Alchemist, um, I know the anime, what is it, Brotherhood, is faithful to the manga, and the live action movie on Netflix was pretty well done. I actually enjoyed it. And where everybody had jumped on the I hate live action bandwagon, it didn't get the good reviews that it needed, which is a shame. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked it a lot better than what they were trying to do with the Death Note.
Yeah. Okay. Which I'm bad at old ones. Have you seen Golden Boy?
Golden Boy, yes, it's a classic actually. Golden Boy is hilarious. Love Golden Boy.
What else?
Golden Boy was one of the first animes that actually where the main character, ends up yelling throughout the whole series. Normally, that really bugs me, but that was like the first series that I've watched where the character yelling in every scene was actually watchable for me.
Okay. And then Bob says, "I will that one too. I guess watch that one too. Whatever. Do you know Ghost in the Shell?
Ghost in
He,
the Shell, yeah. I when I first discovered Ghost in the Shell, it was because of Wizard magazine at the time. Do you guys remember Wizard magazine?
I do. Yeah. I got a
Yeah.
few of them.
Well, that was advertised in Wizard magazine, and Dark Horse Comics ended up being kind of like the groundbreakers for bringing a lot of Japanese stuff to the American audience. And Wizard magazine had put out little ash cans inside their magazines at one time,
Yeah.
and I ended up grabbing that, and I thought the artwork and the story was just so mind-blowingly breathtaking that I had to see it as soon as it was released here. And it's funny because the if you were to read the manga, it's a little different than the movie. They took a more serious approach with the animated movie as they did with the I almost said cartoon, but the actual comic book. It wasn't as serious in the comic. Well, I found it wasn't as serious, but it was so well done that you almost prefer the animated movie over the comic books, even though the artwork in the comic books was breathtakingly awesome. Um,
Yeah.
the live action Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson was very well done as well. As
Yeah. I
much
meant
as I
Ghost in the Shell.
disagreed,
Ghost in the Shell. I haven't yet. I should
there was another one.
get it.
What was the other one that came out that I seen before that? And it was a really adult animated one. It had a lot of nudity in it. What was it? Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Samurai something. Oh. No, it wasn't Samurai. Ninja Scroll. Did you ever hear of Ninja Scroll?
It sounds vaguely familiar for me, anyways. Like I said, I don't follow anime a lot. Bob does. Seriously. Okay. Let's see. Love that one. Only 6 episodes of Golden Boy. Really short. Mighty Geek. That was Bob. Mighty Geek Studios. Those were really fun to read. Bob. Pokemon. Mighty Geek. They drew from the anime. Bob. Evangelion. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I've heard.
That go ahead. You heard what?
No, I'm just saying I've heard of that title,
Okay.
Evangelion. I don't know
Yeah.
nothing about it, but I've heard about it.
I don't like that one either.
And Bob's saying
And that
yes.
one's supposed to be a mind trip because you're supposed to be I didn't get the whole premise, but I guess they're like 15-year-old kids running these giant robots and they're running them with their minds. And it's supposed to be a big mind game movie type thing or series. And
Uh,
I don't know, it just lost itself. It's not good. I've seen better stuff.
And Bob says he hasn't heard about that Ninja Scroll one that you were talking about.
Ninja Scroll,
Oh,
if you can find it, it might be worth a watch. But then again, viewer discretion is advised. There's some pretty extreme scenes in it,
okay.
but
Wait,
it's right up there with one of my favorites. So I would not steer you wrong. But again, viewer discretion, right?
yeah. Mighty Geek says you would have to be into mech, I guess, for the mech stuff. Um, and Bob is asking, do you watch dubbed or subbed? Subtitle.
Either or. I don't really have a preference. If um, if it's something I have on in the background while I'm working, chances are it'll just be subtitled because that way I don't really have to pay too much attention to storyline. It's basically just playing in the background, and you know what it's like when you're drawing. Um, Basically, you put a movie on, the opening credits come on. 10 minutes later, it seems like you look up and the end credits are rolling by, and you haven't watched one scene because you're in the zone. You're so focused on your drawing that it's just company, it's background noise. So if it's something like that that I don't really have to watch and pay attention to, then yeah, I'll just watch the sub. But if it's something that I kind of want to get to know better, then yeah, I'll watch the dubbed. Like I've got Cowboy Bebop, I've got both versions, and I watch both versions equally. So I can't really say I prefer one or the other.
Okay, what do we got here? Mighty Geek says Ninja Scroll is a classic. It can be found in comic book form. And he says he watched subversions.
Yeah,
I
they just did a comic book a few years ago, comic book form. Who did it? Wildstorm, maybe? They got some brand new artists on it too, which was fantastic to see some new stuff from it because it's so old. I think it's from the 90s now. And to see some new artwork for something that I kind of liked right from day one, it's pretty cool to see.
Bob saying his absolute favorite Hunter X Hunter. Don't even talk to me about it. Get to the episode 131, my favorite. The
For
re
Hunter X Hunter,
yeah, the remade version. Jin,
thought, yeah. Yeah, I'll give it a watch for sure.
uh, um,
Looking for something that's going to either trigger my inspiration or just have on in the background as I work because I work long hours at my art and to I'd rather put on a series and watch it and kind of binge watch as opposed to just put on a movie and just watch it once. Do you know what I mean? So if it's
yeah.
a series, yeah, I'd love to see a series. I think my camera died. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Jin Tantaman or Jin Tama? Not sure whether that's a series or what. Have you heard of something called Jin Tama?
Gintama? No, I haven't.
Maybe that's something about the remade version of Extra Hunt X or the
Yeah.
episode called "Don't Stop the Third Version." Don't stop to the third version. I saw people crying at the episode 131. For real, 27-year-old people.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? I watched Berserk. Have you ever seen Berserk?
Me? No. Have you
No.
seen Berserk, Bob? Like I said,
I watched Berserk, and that one kind of made me feel weird, man. Like I loved it and I hated it. It was the I've never felt that way about a show before, especially a cartoon. Um, I don't even know how to explain it other than I loved it and I hated it. I felt like it was the most awesome thing I've watched, but I almost like never want to watch it again.
Well, that's sort of me with the vampire movie 30 Days a Night. Best, most awesome um, vampire movie as far as I'm concerned, but it's totally creepy, too realistic. I'm never going to watch it again. And then I watched the sequel to it, 30 Days a Night 2 or whatever they called it, and
Yeah.
it was no different than any other vampire movie.
So that's the vampire movie that takes place in the Arctic or something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's always nighttime there. Yeah.
Well, it's nighttime for like a month, so
All day, all night.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't watched it, but I've heard of it.
yeah. I say it's an excellent movie to watch once for sure. I'm not sure how much you're into horror or whatever. Even if you're not really into horror, it's probably a great movie to watch once. Like I'm not a big horror fan, but I watched it once. It's not like I don't really like watching, Friday the 13th and stuff like that. I'm not a big like horror fan, as I said. So, but I don't mind watching like vampire monster movies, if you will.
Yeah, well, this is the time of year that I think everybody kind of gets their fill in too, right? So,
Yeah.
um, I think Netflix just announced that they've got one that's super scary that'll make you throw up and pass out, I think is what the article said. I don't think that one's for me, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I rent I'm not big on scary movies. I rented one time and the menu screen where it says play and chapters and all that jazz, like before the movie starts, you get to that menu screen on the DVD.
Yeah.
Um, it had a pulsating door on it that went to like a heartbeat, and it was
Oh,
like had blood all over the door and stuff. I couldn't even get past the menu screen to hit play.
oh,
So,
okay. Well, maybe 30 Days a Night won't be for you.
yeah,
But like I said, it's good. I think it's good to watch once. I have a friend that really liked it, and he likes to watch it a lot.
yeah,
And then, like I said, I saw the second one. I saw the first one. I figured, okay, I got to watch the second one. Even if it's the same type, and then it's like it was no different than any other like Blade or something like that, or any other vampire movie. And I'm like, okay, this sucks.
yeah.
I
I
was
used to
watching.
like I used to like the zombie movies,
Yeah.
like the old George A. Romero movies. Um, they were gory, I think, more than they were scary. Like I don't like to be startled. I can watch gore, just don't surprise me with it. That's all.
Okay. Let's see. Bob said Berserk only Magna. People wanted a better animation adaptation. I guess he only likes the Magna version of Berserk. Uh, Baruko Man, Demon Guy. I guess have you heard of that or a character or whatever?
No, I don't think I have.
I think that's what he means, but he
Yeah.
can correct me if I'm wrong. Then Mighty Geeks, like you really have to be into realistic vampire movies. I guess that's to like
Okay, so what would you consider to be your favorite vampire movie?
oh, like I said, 30 Days a Night, but I'll never I watched it once, I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, I really liked the well, who was it? Anne Rice, I think. She did the interview with the vampire.
Yeah.
That was a really good vampire movie. Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and Kirsten Dunst was just a tiny little girl at that time. That was her breakthrough role, I think.
Yeah.
That
But yeah,
movie
if
was
you think you
so
can get through
awesome.
yeah. If you think you can get through it, I would suggest at least watching 30 Days a Night once.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'll give it a try. Yeah, for sure. Another vampire movie that I absolutely love, and it's a classic. It's the Bram Stoker's Dracula
Oh yeah.
with Gary Oldman there as the Dracula figure, and then it had Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder, I think, was the
Uh,
main character, the love interest. That
cool.
was really well done.
Okay. Bob saying I was born where Dracula lived. So you're born in Transylvania? No. Mighty
Yeah,
Keith. Wow. They were. I guess that's referring to the whatchamacallit, the 30 Days a Night. And
yeah,
Bob says, Baco Man, read it better. I guess it's better than the Magna version's better than animation
yeah.
version.
I find that with a lot of books, I think even the Harry Potter series was better book form, and the movies were very well done. But I find if you can read the book, I'd prefer you to read the book than watch the movie. And I think
Uh,
a lot of people are just too lazy to read these days, so they go right to the movie. But any chance I get, I'll pick up the books. Like I mentioned Attack on Titan earlier. I'm on the hunt for all those books right now. So I just want to see the difference in the story. Because there's only so much you can pack into a 28-minute episode, right?
yeah, true.
Same with a movie. There's only so much you can put in 2 hours. A lot of stuff gets hit on the editing floor.
Yeah, for sure. Some companies it doesn't even get filmed.
Yeah, exactly.
Bob saying Romania is where he was born.
Romania.
High school DVD. I'm not sure what the DVX or DXD. Yeah, high school DXD. I think that's another show.
So where's he finding all this new stuff? Just on Netflix? Because a lot of this stuff I think would be on Netflix right now.
I'm not sure. Bob is a big anime fan, so like
I
I said,
know I watched one that was kind of messed up. It was called Gantz Zero, I believe is what it was. Gantz.
so he probably goes searching a lot for it. I'd say online for new anime stuff.
Yeah.
He said nope. I think to your Netflix.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I find if you guys follow a fella on YouTube, his name is Bennett the Sage, and he has a YouTube channel dedicated to old and new anime, and it's called Anime Abandoned. Is the series that he does. Um, he is so knowledgeable in his videos, and he does a review of all the series and all the movies and stuff like that. Um, he's where I got a lot of the my ideas to what to watch next.
Cool.
Do you ever hear of him? Bennett
I
the Sage?
haven't, but have you heard of him, Bob?
Bennett the Sage, Anime Abandoned. Check it out.
Uh, so it's like 2:15 here. I just started at noon. It's been 2 hours. I got some more stuff to do today before I'm on tonight.
Are you on
Uh,
tonight? Are
yeah,
you
I
doing the
will.
draw?
I'm hoping to. It depends on whether I get back in time.
Okay.
He hasn't. Bob saying he hasn't heard of that person that you said. Well, try and check it out.
Check it out.
I, he says he used a Russian website. There are most of the animes. Nope about something. I have a lot of top YouTubers. So I was just gonna say, check out William's channel is in the description at the bottom. So go over there, subscribe to me if you've yet to subscribe. Um,
Yeah.
uh, smash that like button, people.
Oh yeah. I should do that myself.
Hit the notification button to know when I'm doing stuff, and comment, share. all that wonderful stuff. And what else am I thinking? Check out all my links in my description if you have to. There's my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Deviant Art account. I think that's about it. So bye for now. God bless. Have a great day, everyone.